Okay, yeah, there's nothing to actually see here. I taped over the camera. So if you're downloading this, just get the audio. Okay, I would mention how you can do that, but I'm afraid of censorship, basically. Who knows? I mean, YouTube is getting really, really bad. Yeah, let's just say that there are downloaders that you can use where you can just download audio. Okay, yeah, getting right to it, covering law and stuff like that, and how to be free. Okay, so just for context, my legal name is actually kind of technically clear and everything. It's got a do not arrest, do not detain, federal level warning, and there is no social security number attached to it anymore. So I don't think my legal name is actually a state agency any longer. Okay, so let me explain what they did with the birth certificates right quick. All they did was to create a state agency, and they did that with the birth certificate. Okay, they did it with the birth certificate, and since they did it with the birth certificate, what happened is that you picked up the birth certificate and started using it. So you picked up the state agency and started using it, and everything flowed from there. And you shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. Knowing now what I know, if I could have done it all over again, like if I started, if I had all this knowledge back when I was, say, in my early teens or something, the things I would have done differently. Oh my God, I never, ever, ever would have picked up that damn birth certificate. I probably would have gotten that record from the hospital where you have the footprints and everything, which I can't get anymore because that hospital doesn't even exist anymore. They only keep records for 20 years. Yeah, I would have gotten a hold of that and gotten some affidavits together, sworn affidavits, with my parents, and did things that way. But the driver's license is only for the state agency. The social security number is only for the state agency. Okay, that's all it's there for. It's the expense account. There's all this stuff going around about secured party creditor, and it's kind of nonsense. Kind of. You're not really the creditor. Okay, it's the United States that's the creditor. The United States of America, the Republic, that's the creditor. It's the United States, the federal government, that's the debtor. Okay, that's what's going on. So when the United States, all the debts are for the United States are paid by the United States, the federal corporation. Okay, the company that's running things. That company was actually called for in the United States Constitution. Okay, they called for the creation of a federal government. Now, yeah, so what you got to do is basically just stop using the damn office, unless you want to use the office. But if you're going to use the office, you got to do it right. You got to have a bond, and you got to have an oath of office. They want everyone out here committing crimes, committing fraud. It's technically what everyone is doing when they're using a birth certificate and they don't have an oath of office, and they don't have a bond. They have to have a public official bond. Sometimes they're called different things in different states, but just look up public official bond. All public officials are required to have bonds. Okay, the police, judges, everything. So you get hauled into one of those damn courts. First thing you do is you require all the bonding information and the oath of office from the judge. You could require right then and there. And from any other a public official in that courtroom. It's like, just in case you cause me harm, yeah, I need to have your bonding information. You're all public officials. You are required to have bonding information. Sometimes they will test you. Sometimes they will say, well, we don't know what you're talking about. Oh, okay. Well, in that case, you're not a public official. All right. So anytime you're dealing with police, the very first thing out of your mouth should be, I require all your bonding information. Sometimes, yeah, like I said, they'll try to bluff you, okay, especially the police. But most of the time, I'd say a good 70+% of the time, you say that to a police officer, that's the first thing out of your mouth, unless they really, really, really need to get to you, they're going to just turn around and walk away. They're going to say, I don't want to talk to you, or something like that. Okay. A good 70+% of the time, that's what's going to happen, because they don't want to deal with you. That one little thing, they just don't want to deal with you. Okay. When the police come and try to kidnap you, because let's face it, that's what they're doing most of the time. They're out there doing maintenance on the debt, basically, of that federal corporation. And if you're an officer in that federal corporation, a state agency, a federal agency, it's all the same basically anyway. It's you're partially responsible for the debt. Okay. You're the debtor in that case. Whenever this charges, you're the debtor, because you're acting on behalf of the state agency. Okay, you are a state agency, that is. You're acting on behalf of the state. And the governor of that state, whatever state birth certificate you have, like with me, it would have been Alabama. Okay, that governor of Alabama is a chief executive officer that you're supposed to be reporting to. You have a duty and obligation to report to that chief executive officer. And that's another thing. If you're going to be going around using the damn birth certificate and acting as a state agency, yes, you can get all your bills paid. Yeah, you can do that. But you better damn well not be committing fraud. Okay, you got to report to the governor's office and, and let them know. It's like, yeah, I'm acting as a state agency. I got this birth certificate here. That kind of a thing. But, knowing all that, you have the solutions, basically. I came up with a 5-step plan for getting free. I don't think I actually have to do hardly any of it. Really, I'm technically kind of already free. I just need to take care of a few things. I got to get my money from the Social Security Administration somehow. There's no number anymore, but I paid into it. It was me paying that money into it. So yeah, that's fraud, by the way. It's inducement. They're telling you that the Social Security is an insurance policy, and they even treat it as an insurance policy in some of their treaties. Okay. The United States Social Security, by the way, that administration is under King Charles now. Okay. It was under the Queen before him, and, it's an English crown, basically. Okay. It's all property of the English crown. The English crown managing the estate, which is the United States, on behalf of the Vatican. Of course, the Vatican has an office or a corporation, subsidiary corporation that runs everything as well. They take care of a lot of the other stuff. It's kind of a joint effort between the three crowns. That imperial crown, which is the Vatican, and the English crown and the Crown Templar. Okay, they're all owned by the same peoples anyway. Or demons, actually. They're all owned by the same demons. So yeah, once you know all that stuff, I guess there's a lot more that you can know, but that's the basics of it. That's the gist of all of it. And your remedies lie in there. Okay. But oh, by the way, I'm sorry, it got off track for a moment there. The 5 steps. Yeah, those are widely available now. Actually, I need to probably post them again because I think I added some things to them. Provost Marshal is one of the things I added. The latest thing that I added, I think. I think that's who you should contact if you want to get everything straightened out. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to contact Provost Marshal. They have a Facebook page, by the way. The current Provost Marshal for the United States is a woman. I forgot her name offhand, but you can look her up. Yeah, I think that's really the best and only place you really need to go. I know that a lot of other people say, well, the State Department, that's really the only place you need to go. It's like, well, maybe not. I think the Provost Marshal would actually be the better choice of the two if you're only going to do one. You can do both. You can do a whole bunch. You can do the king. You can do the president, and the popes, multiple popes. I really don't know for certain how many. I've heard about the gray pope, but that's a little dubious. I do know there's a black pope and a white pope. That's the chessboard. Black and white. You see that all the damn time in these movies. They either do black and white, or on occasion black and red. But yeah. Let's see. I'm just doing this stuff off the top of my head, by the way. I don't have any notes or anything. I'm trying to rush through this. Okay, you know what? That's probably it for now. I'll make a much better video later. I'll have notes and stuff. I'm just I was a little busy today, so I just stopped to do this. All right. Well, that's it for now. Bye.